What about if you have a sick financial health and you're not sure where your money's at. You're not sure where you're spending your money. You're not sure how much debt you have. You're, buying 3 lattes a day or whatever it is. And you're just like, I really don't have an emergency fund. I really don't have much savings. I don't have any investments and I'm in debt. How can they get back to a healthy place? What are practical steps they can do?
Yeah, this is my Your Rich BFF strip method.
Ooh, strip it up.
So if you want to be good with money, you got to strip.
Strip.
So S stands for savings. It's so important to get that emergency fund first. You break your leg, some bad happens to you, you're going to need it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, you're going to get worse into debt.
So start with emergency fund.
Emergency fund.
What do you say, 6 months, 3 months?
If you are a singleton who rents, 3 to 6 months is totally fine. If you got a family, you got a mortgage, the stakes are a little higher, you probably want to be closer to 9 to 12.
Okay, cool.
T stands for total debt. And I say total debt because people think about debt as this evil thing. Not all debt is created equal. And debt with higher interest rates, things like credit card debt, when you're looking at a 22 to 25% interest rate, is a lot dicier than something like federal student loan debt. You might have like a 3% interest rate on that. Like those two do not compound at the same rate. It's just math. So what you do is you rank your debt from highest to lowest interest rate and you pay it down in that order. You pay off the minimum balance of every single account.
On the higher one first.
So you pay off the minimum balance on everything.
Okay, gotcha.
But any money you have left over to pay down debt, you put towards the highest interest rate.
The highest first.
Yes.
Even if it's got, even if it's got the least amount or the most amount of debt, it doesn't matter? Okay.
Does not matter. Some people prefer the snowball, which is you ranking from smallest to largest balance. It's great positive reinforcement because you're able to clear accounts faster, but you pay more interest.
Right.
And I'm an Aries. I'm like really impatient.
So psychologically, you might be like, I'm getting things done faster.
But you're not.
But you might be still be paying more in interest later.
Correct. And we're talking about someone who does not have the money to afford that interest.
All right.
So we got to go fastest.
Got it. Okay.
So
total debt, that's the T.
Total debt. R stands for retirement. I know, especially my audience, so many people are young and they're
not thinking about retirement.
It's like 4 years away. It's 30 years away. It's like,
Millennial,
it will be
Gen
here.
Z, yeah.
It will be here before you know it. And again, now I do know where this study come from. Credit Karma did a survey and over a quarter of people over the age of 59 have not a dollar saved for retirement.
Come on.
Not a dollar.
Over 59? No, okay. 25% don't have anything to save.
27% is the actual.
27%. Wow.
Not a dollar.
Why is that? Why do people wait so long to have, zero retirement?
I think on one hand, in part, it's education. It's that thought of like, I'll be young forever. 2, I will say many, many of those people are likely in lower paying jobs. They are, not offered employer-sponsored retirement plans. They don't know to create their own individual one. And I think things happen throughout the years.
Yeah.
So like maybe you were really responsible about putting away money for retirement. If you get sick,
right?
What do you like? You can't not get treated. Like that's, it's hard.
Sure.
Life happens.
Yeah.
But it is important to think about retirement now. And this is my favorite part because I love tax bennies.
Tax bennies?
Bennies being benefits.
Okay. Tax benefits.
Saving for retirement, investing for retirement, you can get tax benefits.
That's true.
In a 401k, a Roth 401k, and an IRA, a Roth IRA. At one point, whether the money is going in or coming out, at one point, you don't have to pay taxes.
Right.
And you can do that legally. The government wants you to do that. That's how it's written in the tax code to incentivize you to do it. So take advantage.
Yeah.
Don't pay those taxes. Make sure you are saving for retirement and not paying your taxes because it's legal. And I think moving on from retirement, is the part that everybody misses. Everybody puts their cash into those retirement accounts, into their brokerage accounts, and they're like, doing a great job, I'm done. That's it. But no. Investing is not putting cash into those accounts. It's actually buying stuff with that money. And people forget to do this all the time.
And buying stuff with the retirement money? Or with separate money?
No, with that money. So like, say you have a Roth IRA and you put $5,000 into that Roth IRA. I know people who have put that money into their Roth IRA for years and they never allocated those dollars anywhere. That just sat in a cash fund and it didn't grow. And people will make comments when I make content about Roth IRAs or 401ks and they're like, well, I don't know what you're doing, but my money hasn't grown. I'm like, did you invest it? And they were like, yeah, I put it in the Roth IRA. And I'm like, no. Did you go and buy index funds? Did you go and buy a mutual fund? Did you put your money into a target date retirement fund? Did you do any of that?
With that money.
With that money.
Well, interesting.
The metaphor I talk about in my book is going to the grocery store. So you go to the grocery store, which is the brokerage, and you have your cash in your purse and you walk in. Imagine just taking a lap around the grocery store and then going home and being like, why is there no food in my fridge? That's what people do. Wow. You actually have to go and buy, your fruits and your veggies and a couple snacks for yourself. You have to buy those things if you want them in your house.
But most people aren't aware of that, huh?
No, it's one of the biggest mistakes I see over and over again. So invest your money is the I, and P stands for my favorite part. You got a plan. You do not get to have your happily ever after. You don't get to ride off into the sunset if you don't have a plan. You got a plan for your party.
What type of plan should they be making? What's a good idea of making a plan?
I think it's so important to sit down, whether it's by yourself or with your significant other, and talk about what does our happily ever look like. Are you and I retired in Naples, Florida? Or are we retired in Naples, Italy? Because the numbers for those two don't look the same. Right. Do we help our kids pay for, their private education at a college? Or are we saying take out loans? Do we want to have a pet? How many cars do we want to have? How many vacations a year are we taking? When we, get married, are your parents moving into our house? Do we have to build a separate little, in-law suite for them? That all costs money. And if you don't know what that looks like for you, how are you going to back your way into that number?
Interesting.
It is the guy that you see walking into a 3 Michelin star restaurant in a quiet, normal looking outfit, sweater vest situation, eats his meal, leaves a 50% tip because they can. That's true wealth.